This is Luke's SSR Lukewarm Fragrance. And we're just gonna play through the story acts and let's see what happens. Here we go. Not long ago, Luke received a commission to work undercover at the Lotus coffee shop and approach his target, who will be arriving in Themis on the eve of the coffee festival. For that case, Luke has been diligently practicing his latte art skills, but in the beginning he was always having trouble.
咖啡拉花的秘诀在于让手腕保持匀速，左右晃动。
Standing in front of the island table, he grips the coffee cup in his hand and concentrates on it as he murmurs the key points in the tutorial.
慢慢的，不要心急。好了，收杯。快来看看，还不错吧？
Luke places his masterpiece on the island table. You hurry over and take a look. This is the neck, and these are the wings. Luke, were you trying to draw a white goose? It looks adorable with that round tummy.
大白鹅。
Luke widens his eyes and mutters in a low voice.
明明是天鹅。
It's a white swan. Huh? It's a swan? Alright. Looking at it again, it does resemble a swan. After all, there are many species of swans out there. Perhaps yours is a greedy swan that ate too much?
你不用为我解释了。看来，想成为一名合格的咖啡师，我还要多多练习啊。
It seems like I need more practice before I could qualify as a barista. However, shortly after a month, Luke becomes the most popular acting store manager of Lotus coffee shop with his excellent latte art skills and his outstanding appearance. After he'd completed his task, the owner of the shop even pleaded with him to stay for another 2 days. Hence, on the day of the coffee festival, Luke invites you to the Lotus coffee shop. The streets of the Long Beach district are decorated with colored lights, giving the district a festive feeling. You are greeted by the sweet aroma of coffee the moment you push open the door of Lotus coffee shop. It is as if you have accidentally chanced upon a secret world. Luke is standing behind the counter. His swift and sharp latte art pouring makes him look unusually charming, which shows an admiration of the surrounding patrons. Oh! Oh my gosh!
快醒醒吧！我可是听说他生人勿近，任谁去要联系方式都没给。
啊，不会吧？他看起来明明那么阳光开朗。
谁知道？也许人家已经有女朋友了呢。哎呀，走了走了，今天是咖啡节，该出去好好逛逛。
You can't help smiling when you listen to the gossip in the coffee shop. You then stroll over to where Luke is. It only takes you a second to locate him. Surrounded by the hot steam rising from the coffee machine, he resembles a mysterious figure hiding in the mist.
这位女士，欢迎光临本店，请问有什么需要吗？
Oh? It appears that Luke wants to pretend that he doesn't know you. You decide to play along and clear your throat. Is Manager Pierce in the store today?
我就是。 女士，您也是来找我喝咖啡的吗？
Who?
事实上，每天都有很多人来找我喝咖啡，但是很不巧，我今天已经答应了一个女孩子，要把一整天的时间都贡献给她。
Luke quietly leans closer to you. You can smell the fragrance of roasted coffee from him. His eyes look alluring and almost seductive behind the light steam. When did Luke become such a sweet talker? Yes, it's me. So, what coffee does Manager Pierce plan to brew for me today?
当然是最好喝的咖啡了，至少上面的拉花不会是呆呆的胖头鹅。
You both look at each other undesignedly and laugh.
哎，大姐姐你是谁啊？
On a seat in front of the counter, a little girl is chewing on her cotton candy as she curiously glances over at you and Luke.
我每天都来，从没看到夏哥哥对别人这么笑过。哦，难道你是夏哥哥的？
嘘。
Luke places his index finger on his pursed lips and gently shakes his head at the girl.
我来这里的身份是保密的，所以大姐姐的身份也不可以说哦。
The girl nods her head uncertainly. Luke, who is she?
哦，隔壁店老板的女儿，她每天都要来看我做咖啡，我就用店里的棉花糖机做了棉花糖给她。
That's where she got her cotton candy.
夏哥哥做咖啡的样子很帅嘛，不过他说我年纪小，不能喝咖啡，只能吃棉花糖啦。大姐姐你真好看，比所有来找夏哥哥的漂亮姐姐都好看呢。
Oh, that's so sweet. Are there many beautiful ladies who came here for Luke?
一个、两个、三个，哎呀，我都数不清啦。
Oh.
说好了，今天是专门给你做咖啡的。你先坐，我去准备一下。
Luke appears flustered and intercepts your conversation with the little girl. Seeing that his ears are red, you can't help but chuckle. I think you advanced then, Manager Pierce. As promised, I want the best coffee here.
放心吧，一定让你满意。
Don't worry, I'm sure you will love it. Luke assures you confidently, but in the next second, the door of the coffee shop is pushed open with a loud thud. Turn your gaze towards the entrance and notice a young girl standing by the door. She shouts into the store.
Lotus 新来的夏店长在哪里？敢不敢和我比试一下？
Huh? Challenge him to what? The young girl surveys her surroundings, and soon she lays her eyes on you and Luke. He marches over. Everyone in the shop begins to whisper. Luke puts down the frothing pitcher in his hand and lets out a soft sigh. He then whispers to you.
抱歉，看来要晚些才能给你做咖啡了。
Luke gently pats your shoulder as if comforting you before he turns around and stares at the young girl.
你就是夏店长？
是我，你是梁小宋吧？
你认识我？
我不仅认识，还知道街对面那家咖啡店的老板是你的爷爷吧？
This doesn't only surprise you, but even Arya seems dumbfounded. However, Luke wears a smirk on his face when he looks at her, as if he has expected her arrival.
你今天特意来找我，是有什么事吗？
Arya is taken aback, but recovers her composure shortly after.
夏店长知道我的名字，那我也就不废话了。对，街对面那家日落咖啡馆的老板就是我爷爷。
You're right. Twilight Coffee Shop on the opposite street belongs to my grandpa. Oh, okay.
自从夏店长来了这条街，我们日落咖啡馆的生意就一天不如一天。爷爷说做生意靠缘分，让我别来找你的麻烦，可我却咽不下这口气。
Her words are filled with unhappiness and unwillingness, which is exactly how a teenager will behave under such circumstances.
所以我今天来就是想代表我们日落咖啡馆和你比试一下，看看哪家做的咖啡更好喝。
Oh. A challenge, but Luke is no longer the store manager tomorrow. He doesn't have to do this. Luke notices that you're trying to say something, but he shakes his head.
可以，我接受你的挑战。
Aww?
只是不知道你想怎么比试。
如果按照专业比赛的规则，至少要进行3轮不同的创意比拼。不过我今天赶时间，我们就各自制作一杯自认为最好喝的咖啡吧。至于裁判嘛，
Arya looks around her and eventually fixes her eyes on you. Oh no!
就选他好了。
Me? Realizing that you're suddenly being appointed, you hurriedly wave your hand. No way! I personally noticed store manager. It would be unfair if I'm the judge.
这有什么？你不就是夏店长的女朋友吗？
How do you know? Arya smiles slyly at you and Luke, as if your relationship with Luke is obvious.
放心啦，我对自己做的咖啡很有自信。
Since there is still some preparation to be done, both Arya and Luke agree on a 10-minute buffer time before the match. During this time, you quietly pull Luke closer to you and ask him the question that has been on your mind. Luke, what's going on between you and Arya?
你是想问我为什么会认识他吧？其实我和他也算不上熟识，只是前几天他的爷爷恰好来找过我。街对面的日落咖啡馆是魏明本地一家存在很久的咖啡馆了。梁小宋的爷爷是那家咖啡馆的老板，也是一位很有名的咖啡师。他努力了很多年，才将日落咖啡馆经营到如今的程度。但
Luke pauses and sighs faintly.
前几天他来找我，说自己年纪大了，接待不了那么多客人，就故意赶走了一批，让我关照一下。
Oh. What? He did it on purpose?
听起来很奇怪吧？我也想不明白这是为什么。不过我听到一个传言。
What kind of rumor?
有人说，梁爷爷似乎想要卖掉日落咖啡馆，而且过去他一直都禁止梁小宋接触咖啡。
Oh, okay. I love the coffee shop, but from your description, that coffee shop sounds precious to him. Moreover, judging from Arya's reaction, he seems to have a strong connection with coffee in the coffee shop. Why doesn't Mr. Derby let Arya take over the coffee shop?
是啊，而且梁爷爷来找我的那天，神情明显在担忧着些什么。或许他是……
Luke stops abruptly. He rolls his bright eyes left and right, as if an idea has just struck him. after which he sighs softly again. Just then, a new question pops into your head. Luke, I have another question for you. Why did you accept Arya's challenge to you? You're leaving Lotus Coffee Shop tomorrow.
这个嘛，
Luke winks at you and his voice becomes secretive.
当然是有一定的原因了，但现在还不能说。
Why?
因为这个原因目前只能算是一个猜测，我还需要事实做验证，所以，我的花生，你愿意等等我吗？你放心，只要我找到答案，我会马上告诉你。
All right.
我就知道你最好了。好了，我要去好好准备笔试了，我可是要为你做出一杯最好喝的咖啡的。
You've got to give it your best shot. I will not pick yours just because you're my boyfriend.
不会偏心吗？
Luke suddenly comes closer to you and plants a soft kiss on your cheek. The moment he stands close to you, you feel that you're surrounded by a familiar smell. He whispers coyly to your ear.
这样也不行。
No, no way! You're bribing your judge. I had to deduct your points. As Luke makes his way to the counter to prepare, you can still feel the heat on your cheeks. This isn't the first time. Why do I still... I should just focus on Luke. You shake your head to stop your mind from wandering off. Behind the counter, Luke adjusts the machines used for brewing coffee before giving Arya a nod.
我准备做拉花拿铁，你呢？
Arya takes a quick glance at the little girl, who is still holding the cotton candy in her hand.
你们店里有棉花糖机？那正好，我就做一杯创意咖啡吧。
Creative coffee?
创意咖啡是一种以咖啡豆为基础创作的特调饮品，它需要咖啡师把握各类咖啡豆的特性，并结合不同食材，创造出全新的风味口感。在众多花式咖啡中，创意咖啡被称为最考验咖啡师技艺的一种。看来今天这局比试会很有意思了。
Luke explains the term to you in a low voice. He seems relaxed and you can't sense any nervousness from him at all. His nonchalant expression makes you stay calm as well. Are you two ready? Shall I begin?
好了好了，快点开始吧，裁判姐姐。
I can see Miss Arya is getting impatient. Ready? 3, 2, 1, begin! Both Luke and Arya move at the same time immediately after the countdown. You are quickly attracted by Luke's movement. The coffee cup in his left hand and the frothing pitcher in his right hand. Luke prepares the beverage and explains the steps clearly to you. You can sense that he's fishing for compliments from his tone.
那，制作拉花拿铁前，先要准备好半杯意式浓缩。
He's so cute, I can't.
然后呢，在其静止时准备奶泡。
It?
通过一段时间的静置，可以让浓缩咖啡中的气体离开油脂，去除咖啡豆的苦涩味，也更能保留这款咖啡豆中近似橘子和柠檬的水果芳香。当然了，这些都是我在那1个多月的刻苦练习中学到的。
Luke places his focus on the cup of coffee in his hand. His glimmering eyes remind you of a stir-up pool of starlight.
好了，接下来就是制作拉花了。
Luke lifts the frothing pitcher and gradually pours the frothed milk into the cup of espresso. At that moment, every cell in him seems to transform into a professional barista, where everything within his gaze is under his control. The frothed milk rolls into the espresso. They entwine yet remain separated, imitating the many cause and effect relationships in this world. Luke, what image do you plan to make?
这个嘛，暂时保密。
Huh? Why so secretive? Luke grins. Soon, an image unlike any he has made before gradually forms in the coffee. That peanut?
答对了。
But your peanut seems a little plump. Are you sure he could still fly?
等下班我们一起去看看他，你不就知道了？
With that, he pushes the cup of coffee towards you, gesturing for you to taste it. You pick up the cup of coffee with both hands and take a sip.
味道怎么样？
It's delicious. Smoothness of the milk has infused with the aroma of the coffee, with a hint of citrus fragrance. This is much tastier than the ones brewed for me at home. Luke scratches his head in embarrassment upon your praises. At the same time, Arya's creative coffee is also ready. She has used cotton candy to decorate her drink. The glittering cloud contrasts against the dark coffee, giving the drink a chic look. She serves her cup of coffee on the counter and curiously peeks at the coffee in her hand.
裁判姐姐，我能尝尝夏店长做的咖啡吗？
Of course. Arya savors its aroma before closing her eyes and taking a sip.
这个味道，
She talks under her breath. Her voice is soft, but you still manage to hear her words.
唉，果然是浓浓的恋爱味。
You can taste love from a cup of coffee? You give Arya a curious look. She seems to have noticed it and hurriedly changes the subject.
没什么。啊，不是要比试吗？裁判姐姐，你还不尝尝我的咖啡？
Oh, right. You set aside your doubts for now and pick up her drink. This...
怎么了？
That's because you look too surprised. Luke gives you a concerned look. You have no idea how to describe the taste of the coffee. The moment you took a sip of the drink, the overwhelming taste of the coffee is quickly wrapped by the sweet-tasting cotton candy. A hint of mint faintly lingers on the tip of your tongue, which reminds you of... You seem to see a glimpse of the scattered sunlight falling through the glass window and onto the ground, as if the warm sun is slowly melting the fine snow. Just then, Arya comes to your side and says the words you have in your mind.
这个味道，是不是就像冬雪沐浴着阳光？这个味道，是不是就像冬雪沐浴着阳光？哎， 小宋姐姐，你在说什么？太阳照在雪花身上，怎么会是一种味觉呢？
At some point, the little girl has already climbed onto the counter using her short legs and is stealing the cotton candy from the coffee. The spectators look as confused as the little girl.
一般来说，阳光确实不能用来形容味觉，但我做的咖啡嘛。
Arya smirks at the spectators, deliberately keeping them in suspense. On the other hand, Luke says something under his breath, seemingly having thought of something.
阳光，冬雪，恋爱的味道。梁小松在喝咖啡时，不仅能感受到这些，更能把这些感受还原进咖啡中。
Luke stares at Arya and voices his conjecture.
梁小松，莫非你对于品尝咖啡拥有通感的天赋？
Luke's words immediately wipe the smile off Arya's face, as if her secret has been revealed. Synesthesia?
就是类似于一种两种感官同时被激活的状态。
Oh. Luke slightly lowers his head and explains to you.
就像有的天才画家听到音乐能看到颜色一样，有些咖啡师也拥有这种天赋。我学习咖啡拉花时，曾经在一本杂志上看到过。30年前，有位世界咖啡师大赛的参赛选手就自称拥有通感。当他品尝咖啡时，能看到色彩在眼前跳动。凭借这种能力，他做出了许多独具特色的创意咖啡，有的喝起来就像在舌尖品尝夏风和冬雪。
That's amazing. So what happened to him after that?
后来，他成功拿到了当年的世界冠军，却在某一天忽然销声匿迹了。有人说他回到家乡开了一家咖啡店，也有人说他其实是个江湖骗子，所谓的通感只是谎言。
才不是骗子！
Arya suddenly interrupts Luke as if trying to prove a fact.
这件事是真的。
这么说，你喝咖啡时确实有同感了？
我
After all, Arya is still a kid, so it doesn't take much effort for her to fall into Luke's trap. She stomps her foot and looks hesitant. She's not sure whether to admit it. Just then, the door of Lotus coffee shop opens once more with force. An old man slowly walks to the entrance of the shop with the aid of a cane.
梁小宋，放了学不回家，躲在别人家的咖啡店做什么？
梁爷爷。
Oh, that's the old man from the other coffee shop. Mr. Derby walks swiftly through the crowd and heads towards the three of you. Is this Arya's grandfather? No wonder they're family. They both know how to make an entrance. You raise your eyes, only to notice Luke lifting the corner of his lips slightly. It's obvious that he has the same thinking as you.
爷爷，你怎么来了？
我要是不过来，还不知道你又在外面惹事。
才没惹事！我今天是来和夏店长比试做咖啡的。
Arya pouts and points at Luke.
那个人就是抢了咱们家生意的夏店长。我和他约好了，要各自做出一杯最好喝的咖啡，再请裁判姐姐评选呢。
胡闹！
Mr. Derby glances at you and Luke before he glares at Arya. You suddenly recall that Luke and Mr. Derby met each other before.
我早就说过，不允许你碰和咖啡有关的任何东西。你会做什么咖啡啊？不过是给我丢脸罢了。走，跟我回去。
不走。
Oh?
不让我碰咖啡，不就是因为当年逼走了？
Oh. Arya stops abruptly and shuts her mouth, as if someone has flipped a switch in her. Last time.
哎，梁爷爷，比试进行到这一步，现在结束是不是太可惜了？
Seeing that the atmosphere is getting awkward, Luke jumps in to ease the tension.
不如先让裁判做出评判吧。
就是，裁判姐姐还没说什么呢。
Noticing that Arya is acting on the opportunity that presented itself, he decides to help as well. Yes, Mr. Derby, please allow me to announce the winner of the best coffee first. Fine. Aww, they look so cute. The match continues. The 2 different cups of coffee are placed before you on the counter. Everyone has their eyes fixated on you, putting you in a difficult situation. Which coffee tastes the best to me? Luke's latte tastes mellow and delicious. The ratio of the milk to coffee is perfect. For Arya's, you once again focus on Arya's coffee. The cotton candy is well mixed to the coffee, bringing an unusual experience. This is tough. Which one should I pick? Oh boy. I think I'll go with the unusual coffee, I guess, because it seems different. It's not like your traditional coffee. So I'll go Arya's coffee. Arya's drink is too unique. It's impossible for me to forget such a taste. I guess it's better for me to choose hers? I think Arya's coffee is tastier.
谢谢裁判姐姐喜欢我的咖啡，我赢了。
得意什么啊？人家那是给你面子。
Hey, that's kind of mean. Mr. Derby nods at both you and Luke.
夏店长，这位小姐，不好意思，给2位添麻烦了。既然评选完了，那我就先带小宋回去了。
我不走。
Arya stubbornly waves her arms and is reluctant to leave. Luke switches his gaze between Arya and her grandfather, before stretching out his arms to stop the two.
哎，梁爷爷，等一下。上次见面太仓促，没来得及请您喝一杯。今天有时间，不如喝一杯我做的咖啡再走吧。我这里有珍藏的雾下咖啡豆，可是难得一见的好东西。
In face of the stalemate, Luke suddenly invites Mr. Derby to stay for a cup of coffee. Did Luke find out something? Upon hearing the 2 words Misty Summer, Mr. Derby's expression softened.
那好吧，雾下咖啡豆十分少见，我也有很多年没有尝过它的味道了。今天就当老头子沾了夏店长的光吧。
Luke removes the coffee beans from a thin bottle. He then grinds the beans, extracts out the flavor compounds, and cools the grounds. Soon a strong aroma fills the coffee shop. While Mr. Derby is busily lecturing his granddaughter at a corner, you quietly sneak to Luke's side and whisper into his ear. Smells good. Is this Misty Summer?
雾下对生长环境的要求十分严苛，是一种极为稀有的咖啡豆。 我手上这一瓶还是 Lotus 的老板送给我的。
Well, it seems like he sincerely wants you to stay for another 2 days.
哼哼，那当然了。
Oh yes. Why did you purposely ask Mr. Derby to stay, Luke? What are you trying to do?
这个嘛。
Luke lowers his voice, making sure that Mr. Derby cannot hear him.
其实我一直很奇怪，梁爷爷为什么宁愿卖掉咖啡馆，亲自赶走客人，也不愿让梁小宋接手咖啡店，甚至还不让他接触和咖啡有关的一切。直到刚才两人差点吵起来，我才终于彻底明白，这很有可能是和梁小宋的父亲有关。
Arya's father?
你还记得我说的30年前的那位咖啡冠军吗？
Oh, that was her dad?
其实，那个故事还有另一个版本。
What is it?
据说那位冠军咖啡师回到家乡后，一心想让儿子继承自己的手艺。
Okay.
可他的儿子不仅没有通感的天赋，更对制作咖啡毫无兴趣，迟迟达不到咖啡师的期望。后来有一天，他的儿子负气出走，再也没有回来。那位咖啡师也就此心灰意冷，渐渐在圈子里销声匿迹。
You mean that Mr. Derby was the barista champion? Oh, okay, okay. It's clicking, Chad. It's making sense now. Okay, okay. And the reason why he disallows Arya to learn coffee making is because he regretted driving his own son away?
这只是我的猜测。
No, Arya has the gift too. If we connect the dots, all these can't be pure coincidence.
但看刚才的情况，梁爷爷可能并不知道，或者刻意不去知道梁小宋的天赋。因为当年的事，他对于让梁小宋接触咖啡一事十分抵触。如果他知道了这些事，并顺利解开心结的话，
Then the problems and misunderstandings between them will probably be resolved.
没错。而且，有些心意，有些话语，是一定要当面说出来的。尤其是互相深爱着的两个人。
Luke gazes at you with a grin. Luke, have you already thought of a solution?
看我的吧。
When the coffee is ready, Luke invites Mr. Derby and Arya to the front.
梁爷爷，我在物下里混合了些不同的食材，让咖啡喝起来更具风味。一共有3杯，让小松也喝一杯吧。
我想喝。
Mr. Derby sees the eagerness in his granddaughter's eyes. Can't help but nod his head in agreement. Arya raises the cup of coffee on her left and takes a sip. Her face morphs into one of surprise.
怎么了，梁小松？你看到了什么？
看到。
你刚才不是说我故事里的主人公不是骗子吗？那你怎么证明世界上真的有喝咖啡就能看到颜色这种天赋呢？
我
Arya takes a side glance at her grandfather. Though it's a quick glance, you still manage to notice it. Seems like the barista in Luke's story is indeed Mr. Derby.
我才没有骗人，我就是看到什么颜色嘛。你这杯咖啡里混合有金色，还带着些波纹的质感。我猜你加了柠檬汁。尝起来也酸酸的。
没错，我确实加了柠檬汁。那这杯呢？
Luke pushes the middle cup to Arya. He takes a sip.
这杯的颜色好丰富啊，白色、红色，难道是太妃糖？
答对了，的确是太妃糖浆。你看到的不同颜色，大概是因为我加了不同的口味。
That's amazing. She got them all correct. The patrons are also impressed by Arya's amazing gift, and begin to discuss softly among themselves. Mr. Derby frowns slightly and picks up the third cup of coffee. He gives it a sniff before looking at Arya.
小宋，你……
爷爷，我不是我只是。
In the face of Mr. Derby's stern look, Arya gradually begins to stutter. Luke sighs helplessly and gently pats Arya's shoulder.
梁爷爷，您是个聪明人，我想，现在您应该明白我留下您的意图了吧？
Aww.
年轻人，你是为了让我知道小宋身上的一切，对吗？
是的，虽然这可能有点多管闲事，但梁爷爷，我仍然认为，对于那些至关重要的人，我们应该给予他们选择的权利。我们代替他们所做出的那些决定和选择，未必都是正确的。毕竟。
Luke suddenly turns towards you. His gaze pierces through the silence and instills a familiar warm feeling in you.
毕竟，或许他们比我们想象的要更坚强，也更勇敢。他们需要的，不是我们为他们遮风挡雨、扫除障碍。他们想要的，是并肩同行，无论时间长。
In an instant, the memory of that rainy night comes flooding back to your mind. It was a starry night. It's as if you could hear his whispers and feel his helplessness and pain from that night. Just as you are catching up with that memory, Mr. Derby places the last cup of coffee in front of Arya.
那这杯呢？你喝喝看。
Arya looks taken aback. Perhaps it's because she's being fixed with an unusually serious look. She then slowly picks up that cup of coffee.
是灰色的。虽然尝起来像是蒙着一层雾气，可口感又如巧克力般丝滑。好奇怪，我还是第一次喝到这么矛盾的咖啡呢。
不错，这就是雾下咖啡豆原本的味道。
Mr. Derby nods. You notice the look of surprise flashing across his eyes before he reveals a resigned and bitter smile.
小宋，看来你真的拥有和我一样的天赋。可这么多年，你为什么从来都不告诉我？
那爷爷你也没问啊？是爷爷你后悔赶走了爸爸，所以从来都没有问过我的选择。说什么为我好，都是爷爷自己的想法罢了。你有没有想过，也许我和爸爸不一样？也许
Arya says the last few words softly and swiftly. But you're certain that Mr. Derby heard it. Then there is a silence, until the little girl who has witnessed the conversation breaks the ice.
好神奇啊！我也想喝小凤姐姐做的咖啡。啊，不行，你年纪太小了。
The little girl tugs on Arya's sleeve. The patrons take this opportunity to come forward and surround her. They are either in shock or in doubt, and everyone wants Arya to taste a few more cups of coffee. For a moment, you and Luke have no choice but to move away from the crowd.
这孩子，
Mr. Derby sighs and looks at you and Luke.
夏店长，这位小姐，今天麻烦你们了。
You're welcome. We should be thanking you both instead. We wouldn't be able to taste such delicious coffee without you two.
小宋这孩子哪懂什么咖啡，往后要学的还多着呢。
Despite Mr. Derby's harsh words towards Arya, you can see that he's happy.
怎么总是这么手忙脚乱呢？算了，还是让老头子去帮帮他吧。
Seeing that everyone is surrounding Arya and how flustered she looks, Mr. Derby shakes his head and ambles towards her. After tasting Luke's coffee, Mr. Derby and Arya have finally solved the issues between them. I guess it's a happy ending?
虽然没能让你好好品尝我做的最好喝的咖啡。
Hold up, the best and tastiest coffee? Speaking of which, you recall the question you wanted to ask Arya just now. What did she see in the cup of coffee which Luke had made for you? Just as you were wondering, Arya suddenly runs out from the crowd with 2 freshly made cotton candies in her hands.
夏店长，裁判姐姐，那个，不好意思啊，今天给你们添麻烦了。
She winks as she stuffs the cotton candies into Luke's in your hand.
这是我做的棉花糖，谢谢你们。
You're welcome. Wow, they're so pretty.
其实除了做咖啡之外，做棉花糖是我第2喜欢的事。
You can see Arya now overflowing with happiness, and it subconsciously makes you smile too. Congratulations to you. Oh yes, I've been wanting to ask you.
什么？
During the match, you took a sip of Luke's coffee. What did you see?
啊，那个呀。
Arya leans closer to your ear, her voice filled with envy.
我看到了一望无际的粉红色。夏店长做这杯咖啡的时候，一定满怀爱意，他一定很爱你。
Aww.
夏店长害羞了。今天是咖啡节，你们不出去逛逛吗？入夜之后才是咖啡节气氛达到顶点的时候哦。
Huh? When night falls, you and Luke listen to Arya's suggestion and visit the Long Beach District Street, just outside Lotus Coffee Shop. The street is indeed filled with people at night. The lights are up too. They're gorgeous.
咖啡节是长滩区特有的节日，因为这里有许多外籍人士，所以有着浓郁的咖啡文化。每年这个时候，大家都会因为热爱咖啡聚在这里，共同期待新年的到来。
That reminds me, Luke.
哦，怎么了？
The reason you kept secret is due to that, isn't it?
果然还是
Luke, you...
别担心，我没事。
Luke moves slightly closer to you and speaks in a gentle voice.
你猜的没错，我之所以会接下梁小松的挑战，是因为我一开始就多多少少猜到了梁爷爷和他之间的问题。毕竟那个时候梁爷爷的眼神和之前的我太像了。我能够理解他的心情，因为是自己最重要的、最深爱的人，所以才会害怕他受到伤害，所以才想为他选择一条最为稳妥的道路。可无论哪种情况，为别人好，都不能成为替别人做决定的借口。我不希望有一天，梁爷爷也会经历我当时经历过的痛苦、挣扎与迷茫。毕竟，他未必能像我这么好运，遇到了能够拯救我的人。
Luke, you're lost for words. All you can do is to clumsily lean closer to the man before you and hold him gently.
多 都说了别担心，我没事的。和那个时候不同，我现在每天都过得很开心，因为我相信，我们一定会拥有很多很多的明天的。
Yes, I'm certain of that. You straighten your body and pull up Luke's hand as you childishly hook his pinky finger in a pinky promise. We made a pinky promise. You'd better not go back on your word.
我一辈子都不会反悔的。好了，该去逛逛了。在魏明市住了那么多年，我还是第一次参加咖啡节呢。
Same here. We can probably have some time of our own after a busy day. With the cotton candy in hand, you and Luke join the bustling crowd from all over the world who have come to enjoy the coffee festival. There are experienced baristas flaunting their skills and talented singers singing songs about coffee. Under the dazzling lights, the world looks beautiful and bright, but nothing beats the man walking by your side.
你在想什么？是吗？那……
That is so adorable. Oh my gosh. Suddenly, Luke leans forward and takes a quick bite of the cotton candy in your hand. His breath brushes softly against your ear, and you can smell the sweet aroma of the candy from him. What are you doing?
没什么，就是想告诉我的华生，我就在他身边。想我的时候，不如看看我吧。
Oh. What are you saying?
你知道吗？现在这样的场景，在那个雨夜之前，曾经无数次的出现在我的梦里。
Luke gently lowers his body and leans even closer to you.
但那个时候，每次梦醒过来，我都会很伤心，因为那个时候我以为这永远只能是个梦，永远都不会实现。
What about now, Luke? Are you still sad?
当然不会啦，就像你手里的这个棉花糖一样。那个梦啊，已经变成甜蜜的现实了。
Luke, I'm sure we will have more sweet moments in the future.
我相信，只要和你在一起，
Aww.
每时每刻都是甜蜜的现在。
There are many people on the street, but it is as if you and Luke can only see and hear each other. Hand in hand, you and him walk towards the new future amidst a bright, glittering light. Oh, that was so sweet. I want to cry.